here we are. Game number 1. My division's set up against Hovolution. And this is High Tide. So we're using the TTL map pool. And this ended up being our neutral map. Same way that the big boys are doing it. And girls. I don't know if there's actually any girls in TTL this season. But the big boys and girls, the way they're playing TTL with the 15 maps, ban, pick, bunch of bans, down to 3 maps, and then admin will pick, admin random pick on the last map. We got High Tides. I played High Tides in my first set. This was Hovolution's first set. So, yeah, that's what we're going with here. I first picked Japanese. I realized I didn't put the drafts up here. I'm going to grab them and I'll put them on the screen in a moment just so we can go back and have a look at what the drafts were, because I think it is important to look at them. And if I grab those, but at the moment it's just your standard Dark Age stuff. I am bringing in my way we normally go here, Japanese. Bring in our deer, go to wood. You can go out to the shorefish a little bit earlier, which is nice. And from there, you try and get your fishing ships out, and then you play from there. Now, I'll just go back to the drafts. Let's do this. Sorry for the pause and move back. It's not the way we should be doing it. But okay, these were the drafts of what we had. And so, yeah, starting on High Tides here. Japanese was my first pick. Magyars was early. I was expecting Magyars here. I thought it could have been Byzantines. I thought it could have been either way, but I settled on I'm expecting Magyars here, Seychelles, on what's a little bit more of a messy map. Or even on Coast Arena, but with what Portuguese and Turks were, I expected Portuguese for Coast Arena and Byzantines for the other one. So I always had Japanese lined up here. You can see my other civs, some very, very nice civs here for hybrid maps. And my Coast Arena, you'll see what I had planned if we get there. And Persian, Spanish, Celts, Lithuanians. I just wanted to ban some of the civs that either I'm bad against in Koreans, and then some of the strong clown civs that maybe I thought if Hovolution wasn't 100% ready, I could see him perhaps ignoring water and just going for the full push through the middle. And I thought that this worries me a little bit. So you can still get a good push from it. It shouldn't work, but they're the kinds of things that sometimes do work against me. And you can see his ban there, random ban on Gajaras. But yeah, all good. So that was our drafts. And we'll just get back to where we were there with game number 1. So, I only need to leave 5 under the TC, and I wanted to send 2 out. So last time I played on this map, I only sent the 1 vill out, unloomed, and it got nicked. Ammo killed the dock vill, so I thought, you know what, let's send 2 this time, and let's actually pick a proper dock spot, instead of just docking here and not being able to wall it in or anything. So I thought, you know what, no, we're going to do it properly. We're going to go out there with 2 vills. Do the job right. And always bring in the deer first. Had a bit of idle TC time. That's just because I'm not clicking and force dropping off quickly enough. I've actually ended up docking kind of on his side a little bit here, which is fine. Eventually get some walls in, but you can see I'm here to the dock first, which is important. Helps with the fish, which is what I want to be doing. He's got 6 on wood. That's also quite common as well. It helps get the fishing ships across. And he's got loom here too to go out. So he's got loom. He's got 6 on wood. What I've noticed though is because you walk so far, you don't need 6 on wood on this map, because by the time you actually get there, unless you go earlier, by the time you actually get there, you do have a lot of wood banked up. So it's all good. Bringing in my boar now. The change to be able to kill it with the TC is a lot nicer than what I thought it would be. So he's coming over. He's going to find me here. And I'm paying enough attention. I get a hit on the scout. And I was like, stuff this. I I ain't dealing with this. I know you don't need to, but this is also why. Like, yes, I could have sent one, but if I got picked off, like, if I picked his Vil off, it would just be a disaster. Unloomed. I don't want to get loom, and it's okay to have 2 Vils out here on Shorefish. It's not the biggest issue, right, to do that. And I was happy. I got my fishing ships out quickly. You can see here, I've actually got almost a 2 fishing ship lead. And I'm Japanese, so I do want to play the water here, which is important. Bringing in my last boar. A little bit late, perhaps. Given we're already at 19 villages here. But I don't mind it too much. I'm going to go up maybe 21 vils, 20 vils. Japanese, you can do a 20 plus fishing ships hybrid build. So I'm quite happy to be able to run down that path. That's why my 20th Vil just was like, let's go to wood. I want to get my barracks and I want to go forward with man-at-arms. But I was a little bit slower here than what I was expecting to be. A few things weren't quite lining up, but hey, we're up. We're up. We got our 3 fishing ships. We've got our mining camp coming down. We're a bit slow on the barracks, but we've got enough rolling to wood to be able to get there. Hello, Jadungle. How are you? And you can see now, Hobbs is being a little bit of a character and walled in my Vils. So that was nice of him. But he's up a lot later as a result. Look, a whole Vil of idle time plus a Vil later as well. So I'm quite happy with that. My fishing ships are now on the shorefish. A bit annoying. I think I move them eventually. Or at this point I noticed, right, they're now... It's like, well, now they got nothing else to do. They're just going to have to fight some walls whilst they're here. And he's just going to add more. It's like, whatever. These 2 Vils are here now. That's fine. Some people will wall them in. Some people won't. When you think about it. They're going, alright, this is fun. I think... Well... I'm still going to send 2 in the future, but if my opponent now sends 1, I'm just going to send 1. I'm going to go Vil fight him, aren't I? Or I'm going to wall him in the other way. So, I'm Vil fighting. I really should be noticing that this is the way it is. We have the barracks, so we're not awfully slow, but we're not perfect. It's not a perfect build, but we do have a nice enough position. We're getting our range down way. We'll get our archers out, so... Overall, happy and able to get a fire galley out as well, which is important, right? I'm already down 2 docks to 1 here, so I do want to make sure that I get my fire galley out. But I mean, this is... The fact that I'm clicking some of these palisade walls, it's like, come on. Let's figure this out. He's wanted to drop probably a stable, and I thought, let's be a bit of a nuisance here. He's got 4 fishing ships. Hasn't gone to berries. I was keeping an eye on that. And he's actually going to open with a range. And I've even gone arson, so I've gone all in on these man-at-arms. I want to get some damage in, ideally. And getting damage in. Oh, yeah, that's a bit annoying there with the way that pathing happens. But okay. I think I'd clicked there. Whereas if I'd clicked here, they actually would have come around this way, which would have been a bit nicer. And my scout, I think, might go down here. Yep, down it goes. But what has been good is I've kept my TC running, right? That's been strong. I am playing the game at his base, which is one of the things I often talk about. And I'm having a look here and I was like, stuff it, let's just go through. He's not there. We can make it through this. We do. He gets a little tap. I do lose a man-at-arms, but it's like, alright, let's keep going around. But we're also fighting on the water. I've still got my 2 Vils. I ended up building a second dock here. So now we're fully fighting on water, and I'm massing up my archers as well. So this is a very hard map to play, and we're seeing how hard it can be. I'm losing man-at-arms. It's not going that well. I've killed 2 fishing ships, I would want to say here. Yeah, because he had 4 fishing ships. So my man-at-arms didn't quite work, but that was a result of not being as fast as I should have been on them. They could have hit... Maybe if we just have a quick look here. So my uptime was 9:48. So if they were here at... and how long does the man-at-arms upgrade take? Let's just go forward. Man-at-Arms takes 40 seconds to come in, so 9:48 or perfect idle. Perfect would have been 9:40, so 10:20. If they were here at 10:20, what does this look like? It looks like this. This is what it looks like. He's not even up. So if my Man-at-Arms were actually on time, perfect timing, 20 plus loom, 3 Man-at-Arms at the base, we're killing this Vil, and we're getting a lot more damage in. We see like these 2 villagers, maybe we deny a barracks, or maybe we kill a villager on the way back. So you can see what the perfect build looks like in that regard, and what that timing is there, and that's obviously what we're striving for. It's a little bit harder because there's a bit of a walking distance here. I might need to practice it a couple of times just to see if it really is possible to get there at that 10:20 uptime. But if I was, I could have won the game on the spot. So that's the first thing I noticed there. But largely speaking, I'm kind of happy with the way things are going, because on water, I've got a good position here, right? He's got 1 Vil that's sticking around. I'm just happy to send my 2 Vils away. I'm going to kill these fishing ships. I'm going to add some more fires, and then I can fish freely myself, and I'm Japanese, which is really good. So he's getting archers and some skirms. I've decided, well, these 2 Vils can maybe try and be a bit of a nuisance, so let's walk forward with them. There's 2 of them. You know, there's a couple there. They can try and be annoying. I've forgotten to click Vils, which 40 seconds worth of villagers there. Slightly annoying. And I've unfortunately left an archer out here as well, and I've learned. I just had them ejecting here, which was obviously a mistake. But I get my walls up pretty nicely across the front. I think there's about to be an overchop here, but largely speaking, I am happy. I've got 4 archers. They can come forward. I'm about to get my blacksmith, so I can get fletching pretty soon, and I can add fishing ships. So overall, we're in a good spot here. We're in a good spot. We catch this villager out, which is great. I don't have fletching yet though, but I can still chase them down. I deny a house. Not that he was anywhere near being housed, but I do deny a house, which is great. And you can see here again, I was like, all right, we got 4 fishing ships. We got 4 fire galleys. Let's add fishing ships whilst we can here. We now get fletching. We forced a tower, which is great. So now I know there's not going to be, likely not an immediate TC. I'm going to sit under it for a bit, see if I can kill something. Can't. Off we go. And he's off this gold. He's going to the next gold mine. So overall, I'm looking at the score at this point. I'm thinking this is great. This is great. We've killed 1 villager. We've won the water. Our idle time is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. Things are smooth. And now there's a counterattack. Because there has to be a counterattack. Off the wood, but Japanese. So it's actually quite nice, because Japanese can build lumber camps really cheaply. So we run away a little bit. I just get them out of the way, and then I think I bring them all the way down to the next one. But well aware that he's going to have an army here. I think we find that I realise that I would like to not lose my next lumber camp. So I do something about that. Getting town watch as well. I realise I've got enough forward houses here. Got my 1 archer left. They're slowly going down. I was like, you know what? Let's get town watch whilst we're here. We're building getting a few buildings forward. Let's just have a little look around. And he's coming forward, and I realise, okay, I don't want to lose this. So, actually, I start with a market, which is kind of funny. It's like, I need a market here. I've got a lot of gold. I do need a market if I want to click up quickly. And I just make a few more man-at-arms. Actually, I thought I dropped a tower. I didn't drop a tower. I just made man-at-arms. I realised that was the way I wanted to go with this, and I can push these guys back with those. And yeah, he's not on water, so all the attacking here is just my fires doing some work. And I've got 7 fishing ships. These Vils are about to get trapped and killed, sadly. So he's done well there. Kind of thwarted me a little bit. But I'm ready to click up. And you can see that. Big difference. I buy 300 food to help me out. This doesn't bother me. It was a tiny investment. And now the part that, well, I felt really good. I felt like, okay, I've got these fishing ships. I've got a really nice score lead, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe... well, I don't know if I'm up first, but I'm thinking, all right, we're Japanese. We want to go probably crossbow, maybe cav arch. I don't even remember what I went for. We're about to find out. But definitely longswords, right? Definitely want to have that secondary backup with longswords. It could be... I'm making archers, so I assume it's going to be crossbow. And I'm also planning to go forward with a number of villages because I don't want any siege workshop to get denied. That is the key, right? So I'm going forward. Let's go forward with a decent amount. I want to now attack this gold and threaten this gold. Get my eco upgrades. We are farming, so I thought it's worth farming. Forgot the sheep. That would have made my early game a lot smoother. Yeah, there were 2 sheep out the back of my base that I never got. And we're now walling to the sides here, so we're going to have a really nice base. Of course, that would have been a nicer wall off. But we're in a good spot. Coming forward with a few more man-at-arms. Yes, a couple of them were wasted. Yes, we've lost 3 villagers. 2 of them were here. I think one of them must have been here that died. But you can see my timing. My timing's just really nice. I get to drop a workshop out of view. And yeah, we got 10 fishing ships here, which is just perfect. Just perfect. Really happy with that. And I'm going bodkin. I couldn't afford crossbow at the start. So bodkin's in, which at least allows me to trade with these. And I'm adding a scorp as well. I think I just... Again, small things, but like, this is like a... I mean, technically it's a mistake, but like, I just got the first siege unit I could get, and it's one of those things where in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking, I'm not thinking, and I just get it, instead of going, no, just wait and get a mangonel. You want a mangonel here. That's what you're trying to get towards. Actually wait for the mangonel. There's crossbow upgrades. So now we get to roam around with that. The ram was absolutely deliberate. I was like, all right, well, we're up so early. Let's see if we can just push back some of these buildings. And yeah, the scorpion's not needed if I'm going with the crossbow. So he's on the way up now, but there's nothing in my base. So I've got some stone at the back, got some stone at the front. I haven't upgraded my man-at-arms, but we're in a great spot. He's actually built a tower here, which is very, very funny. I did like that. I did find that very funny. So, yeah, we're trying to obviously get some damage in here with these crossbow. Now going for longsword, I want to just really pile the pressure on. 1 TC, aggression. I'm up first. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what damage we can find, and really look to get this win. Okay? Like that's the plan. We want to get the win. So we want to push forward as quickly as we can. And now that I got the ram, I'm thinking, let's see if we can really break through this. Had a look around here. Can't do anything about that. These fires are just patrolling. You can see, if I just zoom out enough, they're all just set on patrol in case he wants to come past and drop a dock somewhere, which is all good. Brings out a couple of knights. That score goes down. That's expected, but scout cav. The scout cav can't do anything, but with how late he's up, I know I could have added a TC, but the pressure's still quite strong. I think he is still going to struggle to push me back, and because there's the long swords as well, I want to be ready for a few other things that might come up. So we break through one house. Putting some pressure on here. He's done well to wall up, right? Of course, given where I built my workshop, there's only so much I could do. But yeah, we're rolling forward. My 4 builds are just there on goal, waiting to do something else. And yeah, thought it was time for another town center now. Probably could have done it earlier, but I wanted to try and establish a bit of a presence forward first. And again, we're playing the game at his base. His eco is the one that's got to roll around a little bit. A few vills might have to come and repair. The odd villager goes down. So I'm always happy when we can play the game at his base. And ballistics will help try and pick off some villagers too, which will be good. Taking down some houses, not that he's anywhere near being housed. And just wanting to... There we go. Another vill kill. It's always handy. You can see his stone vills are now walking away. But he doesn't have Bodkin in. And I'm getting the second armor. I'm thinking this is a nice little way to go. Let's just keep moving around. You can see again, it's just vills. My vills are doing what they're tasked to do the entire time. Could use bowsaw. I've got 2 TCs. They're both running. I've got fishing ships. Yes, there's this, but it's really not doing anything. It is one watchtower. And yeah, the longsword pressure can come in as well. Really, really start to put him under the pump. And again, look, the gold. He's off gold entirely now. Yes, he's got a bit of gold on him, but now I realise, oh, these crossbow might be dead because I'm a little bit cornered. Just gonna try. I think at this point I just tasked them just like out the way and actually try to get them to escape this way, which they couldn't. But now I've obviously got my longswords in, which is nice because I saw him starting to switch to skirms, and I was thinking, all right, well let's actually get the longswords going, get my armor upgrades in. I've got my siege as well. Maybe teching into a little bit too much, but I knew I was in a good position. I think in hindsight, just more siege, maybe a second workshop. Second workshop, more crossbow, keep everything together, push through the front. Might be a smarter route to do this. And ouch, I did not see that. That is a disaster. And yeah, you can see how much these wheels are running. 30% worker efficiency. So I'm still very, very happy here with how this is going. I don't know if he's killed a fishing ship yet with that tower, but I'm taking out production, of course, which is always good. I can try and camp a hill here as well. Overall, pretty happy, and now I realize, all right, let's see if we can push this a little bit harder. Let's see if we can get a castle down. I'm gonna drop a town center there. We're gonna get on stone. We're gonna come forward. We're gonna be a bit more of a nuisance. Sending a bit of a ram, bit of a train across. Thought let's change the angle of attack a little bit, see if we can break through somewhere else. It all goes a little bit quiet, but I knew that he was queuing a militia there. I knew that things were going well. I could see the score. I could see with how many I have on stone right now that things were going well. And this time I was going to come forward. I was going to try and drop a castle on his face because the position was really, really smooth. I never thought about relics, though. Probably something that I do need to consider. Also took this time to wander around with a longsword here, just to see if he had escaped to the bottom. My ram got in, which is good. Try and kill some vills. Probably didn't... Still, I look at this and I go, okay, maybe my push could have been a little bit stronger. A little bit more concentrated. It looks like I've sent a few units into a few different areas, maybe trying to rush things a little bit. Whereas had I just maybe concentrated, like sat on this hill and attacked the town center, given how, if I think about what my advantage was up, 27 minutes versus 24, no, where's my uptime? Oh, it's not even showing. I think it was like 21 minutes and 27 minutes. I had 6 minutes to camp the top of that hill, maybe 4 minutes to camp the top of that hill with mangonels. And there you go. Now I'm just going to like, alright, let's get a safe castle that blocks an escape. If I zoom out again, I've got outposts all the way around here. So I thought, this is how he gets out, so let's not allow that. And my longswords are now moving around, doing a lot. He's really only on skirms because he can't take gold. Gold's gone. Gold's gone. And I'm on that one. So he's got nothing. Nothing that he can utilize there. Can take some stone. I think he can drop a castle, but position is just really, really good at the moment. Getting out's not really an issue if you have army. Well, that's a true point, right? It's more about if he was to just suddenly run out here, get access to gold, right? And I don't see it. So there's that, and I thought, all right, well, I had so many on gold. I thought, let's go again. And then click up. And I don't think we end up going much longer here. I'm not sure how much of this he sees, but I'm on the way to Imp. I've actually lost a bit of my army, but he's got no army. He's got one mangonel now. And it goes down. And that is pretty much all. Oh, he's actually coming forward, believe it or not. I don't think that was going to go up, but I do admire the attempt. I would have admired the attempt from him. Oh, so that, yeah, okay, that hill or that res. I wanted to go TC. I was going this res, right? That was the purpose of that second one. First one, I just wanted to make sure I didn't throw and lose it, but the second one was going for that spot, and I even had a samurai out running around very soon. I didn't lose a fishing ship from that tower in the end, so little note, probably not. Oh god, I almost lost the fishing ship from that tower, but I didn't. And I mean, he was down to 26 vills. I had absolutely shredded it at that point. It was a great position. Actually, where did all those vills go? Oh, these longswords just went hand at the end, right? So we're fighting everywhere else. These two have got so much armor, they're just killing everything. They just don't die, because I had one armor and Gambison, so it was all going pretty smoothly. I'm going to win the fight here as well, and then more come in, and 43 bills. Okay, so there you go. That's how it all just fell apart for him, because I've just got so many longswords that can just dive and do their own thing. Oh, did a few must have died when he came forward here as well, right? My mangonels went down. Oh, I took them forward. Yeah, okay, that's right. I took them forward, so I got some shots off here before they went down. But hey, there you go. Bang on 40 minutes. Game was done. Nice little speed. And what do we end up playing again? Longswords, crossbow, mangonels. I would have liked the siege push to be better, but hey, can't complain. Can't complain about a lot of it. A lot of it was really nice. And a few things that take moving forward. Really liked the Japanese here. So, on we go to game 2. Alright, game number 2 now. And we're on Seychelles. And we're quickly going to find out that I have not played this map before. Or practiced it before. So, small problem arises as a result of that. Namely, the build. And, yeah, I find out, or within about by the 10 minute mark of this game, I've gone, yeah, I should have swapped these two civs over. I should have played Japanese here and Dravidians in the last one. I did really well with Dravidians on high tides in week 1. And I get to draft Dravidians again and I take them here. I really should have kept them on high tides. And Japanese should have come here because you get one boar. You don't get deer. You kind of have a need to build a mill in Dark Age. I think. I haven't practiced any build well enough where I don't do that on this map. especially with the stuff I tried to do, which is probably too much. But yeah, we are going to speed through the Dark Age, or just the game in general here, because spoiler alert, it's not a quick one. It's not a quick one at all. So, just trying to do the same things I do generally on these hybrid maps. I do have to go 6 to food because I don't have deer, so I have to go that way because I don't want to take. You don't want to take the boar early. That can lead you to problems. I go 2 to shorefish again because, again, like this is one where I think it kind of does call for it a little bit. I do like it. And I've gone 6 to wood to help with the fishing ships coming out. I can bring in the boar now because I've got bills under the TC to eat the guy and not have too much rotting. So I dock the middle, and my opponent does not dock very quickly. He actually goes to the fish quickly. Add to the shorefish and the berries. He's got a much nicer generation than I did, I think. Oh, I guess I could have milled there. But yeah, we're going to see pretty quickly that I'm like, alright, let's go 21 and loom. And we're going to be fine. And then I'm also going to build a barracks. And I'm also going to make man-at-arms. And I'm going to transport them. And I'm going to send them around the back of his base. And we're going to do so much damage. It's going to look amazing. And yeah. Hey, I did it with only 3 seconds idle time. So I was a little bit safe. Like, I didn't want to go 20. I wanted to go 21. I was like, let's not push my luck here. But I do end up having to build the barracks with 3 villagers. I do end up going to gold, and I can barely afford what I need to there. So this is, again, kind of slow, but it was not the worst. I'm up a touch later, which I was surprised by. I thought I was going to be up first, just based on his build in the first game. But I guess he went heavier to food and doesn't have the fishing ships yet. But he has double docked. So he is, oh, hang on. He's aware of my dock, so therefore he's going to take this from me. And as Byzantines, hindsight, again, if I think about this, how I've played this map now and how I should play it in the future, I think if I'm against Byzantines, probably dock the back. Give myself a bit more time. Then I can mass some galleys around the back instead of playing fires through the middle. Because you don't want to get... You kind of have to play fires on this middle pond. And I don't want to get stuck playing fires against Byzantines. Which is what's happened. I have some man-at-arms. Unfortunately, 2 of them didn't move when I had them out. So, a little bit annoying that it happened this way. Where I just didn't get a Vil kill here. I think that's a fish kill. Not a Vil kill. So, yeah. Another attempt at man-at-arms. And another failed attempt at man-at-arms. Which is... Okay, this one was definitely a fail. The other one was a bit... it was a half pass. It set me up well. This one just didn't work. Just flat out did not work. So... we got that, and now we're going to start to see a few of my issues with the way I am playing here and my walling attempts and everything, so... That fire ship is spinning around. And we're going again, right? We get them out at arms. We want to look into some archers. I know the Byzantines can play some skirms. But I want to start with the archers. I want to see if I can get some damage in. You can see his range. He's going for a second range here. I'm more interested in Castle Age. Scoreboard, yes, thank you. I'm more interested in Castle Age than anything else at the moment. So now he's aware of my back dock. Hobbs, to Hobbs' credit here, he's scouting, after taking my scout, his scouting on this map was brilliant. Down this side, I was always felt under the pump. I didn't properly wall it off. Again, I think I need to watch a few more games on this map and see how people go about walling their base. And yeah, so I'm coming forward with a few archers here. Get to see if they get any damage. But look, again, my Castle Age time is going to be quite strong. Of course, they get no damage. Unsurprisingly. he is fully walled, but I'm going to get Castle Age first and with a decent amount of time because I only invested in one range. I didn't over-invest in docks. He's at the position to add fishing ships, though. I do have 3 of my own out the back, and we're going to find out how well that goes for me, where I'm thinking, oh, I'm fishing safely out the back, everything's happy. Yeah, he's got his walls out, which is a lot better than what I've done here. I'm very much not walled back here, which, look, that needs to change. And he's in with some archers, and it's a little bit of chaos. I'm finding myself in a bit of trouble. Res collected, still very nice, but so many bills that go down here. So many bills go down. Forced into a workshop. It's just yuck. This was not good. Look at the food on hand as well, and your Dravidians. Like, I don't really want to be playing Cav or anything. There's more like this. The mass is so strong. Look at the Vil kills, the eco difference. Just always felt a little bit behind here, and now I did all right to stop that fishing ship. Stop that fire. Kept my TC running, which is all right. Which is, I guess, expected, but you know, I've done a few good things here. Then this Vil tries to come forward and redock, and lo and behold, that can't happen. Like, if he's fish booming in here, I want to stop this. So, yeah, he's done well. If he's put any prep into this and the build order, I think he's done very well. You can see that I was not prepared for Seychelles. Get a nice hit with the Mangonel there. Yeah, I want to play skirms. I know, again, Byzantines have good skirms, but Dravidians have good skirms as well. So I'm happy to play the skirms. I'm just kind of putting my focus right now on... I want to dock here because I don't want this fish boom to get out of hand. I can't let this get out of hand more than the outside. The outside I'm happy to defend with. The inside must hold on, and you can see just how... Look at the Vils that are getting killed here. I've lost 19 eco units. And yeah, it's not gone great. But at least for now I've managed to put myself back on this pond. See the res collected now. 17 eco units behind. It didn't feel that bad. I guess I missed a fair few of the Vils that I had lost. So at the time, it didn't feel like I was losing that badly with res, because I knew I was like, oh, I've still got 3 fishing ships. I knew that he had some, and it's only 9, but it's the Vils. And despite keeping my TC running, it's the Vil count that's awful. It's not having my eco upgrades. It's a few things there. So, but we're able to mass fires in here, and we're going to be able to push this back, which is good. Raining was nice as well. But yeah, he's just roaming around. There's just random archers everywhere, and just being a nuisance. Just being a real nuisance. There's another Vil that just gets picked off. Skirms come forward, and can't find any damage. Need to task my fires to go to work. I'm actually getting a little bit alright out the back here, and he can demo them when the time comes. I'm coming in here again, trying to hit some villages. Idle woodline, but he's just going to idle me instead. My fires get thrown in. And now I know that So when I take this, I'm thinking, alright, this is really nice. But he's still got 2 archers here. I never killed the archers. I had skirms, and they just never killed these archers. So now I'm losing Vils on the back of my woodline. Which is so frustrating. So there's just some things that I made harder for myself. But I have managed to take this away now. And because I've done that, started thinking, alright, now we add some fish in the middle, because that's the point of winning this, right? There's still a lot to take in here. I think that's something worth noting, right? You can take a lot There's a lot of res still in here. That's 10k res in here, and now we're going to find out that this whole time, this level of quietness, he was prepping some knights. And that was not fun for me. So, still though, I've leveled up the Vil situation here. Whether it's through production and I've actually killed a few. I guess I killed the fish and I haven't had idle time. So, been doing some good stuff, right? My TCs have been running more often than his. And I have been able to get some good engagements. Still, again, some problems, right? He's got knights at the back of my base. I'm on skirms. And that's not great. But, hey, again, pond 1 in the middle. He's going imp, though. That is annoying when it comes to Byzantines. Res collected is just not my favourite here. I still haven't got bowsaw. I haven't even got horse collar. I guess I'm not farming too heavily. But, yeah, little bit of a problem, right? We can start to see where there's problems. Again, there's just 2 more crossbow that just find their way to be a nuisance for me. So, okay, well, he's playing down this side, not the other side. Let's drop a castle here. Had no idea he was on the way up to him. I'm just thinking I'm getting some damage. I've got a couple of town centers running. It's all going okay, I guess. I can start adding the fish in the middle. Got my patrols running to make sure I don't get caught out. Get the redock. And it's, I guess it's a little bit quiet. Again, I think I use that select all military button a lot. And that's where these guys like run away. Did I even win this fight? It's skirms v archers, who knows? Yes, I do. So here he is. He's forward. What do I see about it? I see nothing right now. I'm creating a few more fires. It's like, all right, let's... Oh, then he drops the workshop, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's here. He's imp. He's there. This is a problem. I kind of need imp. I don't know if I cancelled my queue or not, but I knew that I needed to get... Yeah, I cancelled my queue there. You can see I was just like, all right. Well, if he's up, we got problems. But we do have one good thing going, and that is I have this. And if I have this, I can add cannon galleons and get some damage in this way, which is good. Don't let the scouts through, which was nice. I think I may have lost the bill there, but good enough trap. And yeah, lots of skirms. I'm just thinking there's going to be a lot of skirms needed here. They're just such an easy unit to make. My skirms attack faster, so in the trades I should do better. He's coming after me with his monk. Doesn't work. He's coming in with a ram. That's not going to work either. Eventually I noticed that there is a ram taking down my town centre here. But, unfortunately, something that a lot of players don't think about is the siege ships. And my opponent here, Evolution, is awake. He is not a noob. He understands the map. And he's gone into the early drums. And when I saw the drum, I was like, ah, damn it. It's like, because if they just go for trebs and bombard cannons, it's alright. It's fine. But the Drummons or the cannon galleons, they just add an extra layer of production. Right? It's just another building that is producing siege weapons to take down your castle and your position. So that sucked. And I've got nothing else here. I've got Galleon coming in. Yeah, I thought I could switch into Galleon. That's right. At this moment, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and get a Galleon mass here because that is the way to win on this. You know, you get a lot of water going. You can get a Galleon mass, it'll be alright. And he's got Byzantine castles reporting. I'm never taking this down. I don't even have chemistry, which is something I really should have gone for quicker, so I talk about wanting to get the siege ship, yet I don't have any myself. I'm going to see the trebs and go, oh, far out, treb chemistry. There you go. But I'm still looking at the game thing. Look at the eco units. Suddenly I've got the eco unit lead, so I guess that's where the score is quite nice. He's kind of around the sides here with his galleons, and just a few random things keep happening, and I'm just thinking, alright, I can still do this. Like, I've got the water mass now. I'm starting to get towards that critical mass on water, which causes so many problems if you can stay up, and then like guard towers in, and the guard tower plays really nice. I think Koreans. I think the Korean guard tower play on this map feels really nice. Only missing the cannon galleons. Yeah, I'm not making the cannon galleons. And then, yeah, so now I'm making the cannon galleons, realizing, oh yeah, I should probably do that. Still fishing in here. I think it gets to a point, I might even add a couple more docks and go, oh, yeah, because, okay, so he's fighting me around here. Now I realize I need stone, I need castles, I need whatever. I do get the realization that I can oyster in here. I can go take these oysters. Those are a Treb Castle Eaters Viz or not. Cannon Galleons. Ah, yeah. Yeah, the Dramans are not as good as the Cannon Galleons. But the... Yeah, and then I started to realize here with the Galleons, of course this is not a good enough mass. But I did have a mass, and then I quickly realized, well, my APM's not fast enough to play this. My APM's good, but my APM's not fast enough for this. I do have, yeah, there are plenty of other civs to consider on this map. Maybe ones that get good fire ships can be considered. So yeah, I was happy. I'm now trying to take down this thing, and 8,000 HP on this. Like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's still looking around going, alright, it still feels okay. Like I'm pushing this castle now. I have the villagers. I have the eco units. Even though I'm not raiding massively, it still is good. I'm looking around. I want to see, like, the expansion. He's taking me off the water around the outside, but it's not really that big a deal. My wood lines are disgusting. Yeah, the res. I'm just trying to think of ways I can spend my res now, and I take that down, which makes me happy. Tunnel vision. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's so much. And now I'm seeing these guys come around. I'm like, ah, shit. All right. How good are the walls? How good are the walls? We're looking. How good are they? And one short. One short. No, not one short. There's a bloody hole there the whole time. It was so good until that. I thought I had them. I looked, I saw, and I dropped some balls. I just didn't drop the last bloody wall piece in. And I get it eventually, so I don't let any more run. And he's... Oh, this is... I think this is the play that won him the game. This is what won him the game here. This transport into me not being able to take this down. Not being able to, like, I couldn't stop this. I had nothing. I had no land army here. I didn't have the water presence. And when I'm trying to petard this eventually, I forget that this is... That this is a... he does have treadmill crane. Yeah, do I even get it as a tech? I don't even get the tech. I forget this is a Byzantine castle, so I'm trying to petard the thing down, but he can petard it down quicker. Because he's just got so much more HP. I did get masonry. I do get hoardings, but I didn't have it. Yeah, sappers. Does everyone get sappers? It's just one of those things I never... Nah, I don't get sappers, but he gets it, yeah. It's just one of those things that I just never really see. I guess it's because I do play Dravidians a lot. But now at this point, I'm going, look at the score. I'm looking at the score and I'm thinking, I feel dead. I feel so dead. Yet, my score is so good. And I'm out of gold. And we're going to see this come very, very quickly. I'm dead. Yeah, I know, right? It is wood, to be fair. It's wood, so it's 6k res, but it's res that needs to be spent on other thing. Like, the wood doesn't get me anything on its own. Well, not really. It needs something else with it. So I can make some skirms, but outside of that, it just feels awful. I just couldn't... Yeah, no, the wood. Oh, God. It was just so bad. It was just not good. I'm trying to get... What am I coming forward with? A big arb mass. Look at how little this gets. Look at how bad this gets here. Look how quickly these die. I think he just makes one mangonel, and I never look back at these. I'm never taking that down. But yeah, this castle just survives. Castle survives. I realize about the oysters. Oh, gold oysters. There you go. Yeah, the towers. Towers are strong, right? Towers are a good unit. They're a good building to have. I denied this castle, but then look, it doesn't end. If you thought it ended there with that, it doesn't. It keeps going. They just died to skirms. At the end of the day. Look, he's making more towers. Still have score lead, but just wasn't my game, this one. It always just felt like I was a little bit behind. One Treb stops. This, yeah, well now I'm building, now I'm getting my Treb mass up. Yeah, well now I have a castle to get some Treb mass going, right? I wanted to get my Trebs, and then, sure enough, there's cataphracts in my base. And, yeah, it's just, I'm starting to spend my res on skirms and fishing ships. But there's just nothing much I can... There's not much I felt like I could do anymore. That was the problem. At this point, yeah, monks, sure, but APM limited. At that point, when I'm trying to... It's a map where it feels like I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to push forward here. I'm trying to not allow raids here. I'm trying to push on this side. I'm trying to take the water. I've got to keep looking back at my bloody castle here and the fact that he's got a castle there. And he's got fields just running through my eco. Fires are doing some work, which is nice. Yeah, but Shark, again, I understand what we're going about here, but we are limited by how many things we can look at, right? We're limited by what we can look at and what we can actually unit. The best case scenario all the time is to have 50 monks and convert 50 units. Because it's the cheapest way. Just go heavy gold, only monks, and convert everything. It's clearly the best way. But we can't, because we can't actually do that. I do get the castle, thankfully, eventually. I don't know if can't remember if I lose this. I finally think about hoardings. And then, but yeah, this... Again, my score is still good, but there's just too many raids coming through. And just annoying. So, like, yeah, so at some point, it's like, alright, one of these areas, I need to pick... one of these areas I need to pick I'm gonna micro this army, right? I need to micro this. So whether it's the galleys or whether it's an archer mass or whether it's the skirt, like one of these I should be picking, but some of them are just gonna have to be, sadly, I'm just gonna have to send them in. And yeah, but again, it still looks quite, I got 23 fishing ships. The actual killer, the killer was this was the end. This was the end for me because this was my gold income. It was actually looking good until here, where I got attacked. I didn't see it. I've stabilized, but I'm about to lose all my economy. So again, I've held, but bills are dropping, and again, we talk about what I looked at in the first game, where I said I'm playing the game at his base. This game has been entirely on my base. I missed it, but I tried to escape. You can see I took some of this... No, I didn't. I took something from out here. I think the wood. I took the wood from out here, and I got attacked. And I'm taking oysters here. I'm taking wood on... awfully. And yeah, I don't even think I saw that these all died. And once all these go down... That's a lot of eco units that die very, very quickly there to Byzantine fires. How he has towers. Yeah, he's got towers around his... It does. Yeah, and that's the probably one of the takeaways from this map. For sure, thinking that the towers were really good. Because the towers secure your stone, which allows you to make more towers. Which is quite nice. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the thing, right? At the end of this, it goes, okay, what have we got? And then Very soon here, you see me, I look back at my bills and I go, oh, I've got no fishing ships and I got 49 bills. And I look here, I was like, ah. Yeah. So, I've called it with a score lead. I actually had a lot of army, but it just never felt good. It was just one of those where I think I will really enjoy this map because I love my hybrid maps. I really will enjoy it. I just wasn't ready to play it. That was the problem. I didn't want to have got the AoE Leagues logo up. Don't need that up. Yeah, the towers were good, and I went for, you say there, I went for Galleon at the wrong time, I guess. But yeah, I think you're right with how, so I had fires patrolling here. If I have Galleons patrolling here, then the docks don't happen or the conversions don't happen. So it's a bit nicer in that regards. And I do need to think about my initial dock placement as well, because that determines how I want to play this game. So it is Coast Arena here, game number 3. I knew he was going to go Portuguese. And I had something planned with the Britons. The Britons are probably not who you would take on a hybrid or a water map when the other alternatives were Wu and Armenians. But I don't think this is your standards. This is not your standards water map. This is, yes, there is water, and yes, there is water worth fighting for. But it's also a clown map. At least it's a clown map in the middle. It is arena. And I want a good arena civ. So I thought, well, the Britons are quite good. They're really obnoxious when they get their range on their archers. And then that way, I thought, all right. I think we have good alternatives here. We have options. And that's what I had figured out when I had done... I haven't played any test games. I've only done build order practice because, to be honest, it's arena. So there's like a... You can prep for longer. You don't... and you can... Like, I did a few tests. So it's like, okay, I'm going to angle down this side, or like how many archers can I get, or how quickly can I drop my workshop, how quickly can I mass my fires, can I get my upgrade there, depending on what the situation requires. So do I need to play the water? Because I don't want to lose the water. I want to win the water and I want to push on lane. I want to do both, but I need to just make sure I'm in a good spot to do that. The Britons do get one nice bonus. Yeah, it's always forward golden stone on this map. Yeah, you always have that. So you can scout it very quickly. And the first thing you'll see that I did when I go forward is I try to locate where those two options are. I'm trying to locate where they are. And if I can do that, then it's good. You can trush, sure, but you could also just get transported and lose all your eco at the same time. So there's a bit of that as well. Like it is open, right? If you don't, you got to play the water as well. So you got to consider the back because, yeah, it's a bit confusing. So Britons get one good bonus, and that I like specifically for this map. And that one is Shepherds work 25% faster. And that means what we can do is you can go with 5 on food the whole way through. You don't get deer to push. You only get your 8 turkeys or geese. Get 8 turkeys. But 5 on food means fishing ships out quicker. Then the build order that I had worked out meant that what you're going to see here, if I make sure I build my house early enough, 8 to the wood line, 2 to stragglers, and you're going to see the timing of this turkey running out just as I bring in my first boar is absolutely spot on perfect. My dock is running at 99.5% efficiency. It's been running the whole time. That doesn't stop running until I get my necessary fishing ships out. As you can see, I'm already a fishing ship and a half ahead. 7 food left on that. So this, I had looked around and gone, this sieve actually works out so smoothly for what we need. Now, of course, I'm going fast castle here. If you're going for fast feudal, you need to do something different. And I had also had a look at fast feudal double dock galleys, and I worked out exactly. I did a, what did I do? 19 plus loom into double dock galleys, which is like your standard hybrid build or water map build. And my first 2 galleys got here at 12:30 when I did that with no idle time. So I realized that I had until 12:30, or let's say 13 minutes, because I'm like, all right, we might not be perfect. He's already on 21 builds with a fair bit of idle time. If my opponent was going fast feudal galleys, I will have fires out when he rocks up, which keeps my fish alive for a little bit longer. Because then the galleys have to micro backwards. Sure, they kill my fire, but they micro backwards. And then I can start playing my Castle Age fire ships. But the big thing with the fast castle, in my opinion, the big thing with the fast castle build is you want one that doesn't involve a market. Or at the very least, it doesn't involve a market and a blacksmith. Because I think you need to consider the land. It's arena. It's still, yes, again, it's coast arena. It's not coast or water. It's not aqua arena, and it's not arena, but you got to consider both. So the big thing I wanted with my build was options, and I knew how long I had. I had 25. I know that at quickest, yeah, 25, 26. Correct. Yeah, no. I think fast castle is better, and that's what I had worked out, because as I said, I don't think you can fast feudal. I don't think you can fast feudal and get here quicker than 12.5 minutes, unless you forward dock, but you have to forward double dock, which he is doing, by the way. He is coming forward with docks on both sides. So the question is, how quickly is Mongols? Yeah, maybe Mongols, but you don't get deer. You only get 2 boars. Like, it's not... It feels like the wrong map to go Mongols for. Maybe in a deep draft, yeah, but there's probably other maps that you would take Mongols for. It is too risky. Yeah, there's so many other things. So, yeah, he's going forward docks and fires, which I was not expecting. But I am going with a range and a blacksmith, because I want to make sure... What if I'm up against a castle drop, right? I want to make sure I'm getting that map control. My scout here gets annoyingly unlucky. Well, not unlucky. It was standing in the wrong spot, and he's got 2 extra hits on me, or 1 extra hit on me. So I have to run away, and then I don't... Yeah, sorry, that's why it was there. Yes, no, that was deliberate, you're right. No, it was actually deliberate that it was there, to make sure I wasn't up against it straight away. And of course, the fires end up on my base eventually, but you can see when the fires turn up. The fires are here, but they're here at 13:30, and I've got fires. I'm on the way to Castle Age, so it's like, all right, I'll run my fish, and I'll do what I need to do. My build is, again, I tested it enough times. I eventually need the mining camp, but didn't need the mining camp to click up to Castle Age. You get 4 lots of oysters, so it was, if unpressured, it's, the way I've been doing it, as you saw, was 1 vil, 1 fishing ship on each of the oysters. So there was just 8 on gold. And yeah, fighting a bit on water, but I can see that he's going heavy on water, so I'm pretty confident he's not clicking up. And that he's trying to beat me on water here, which is fine. I can just try and push back when I can and run my fish and all the rest. I lost my scout. I'm not making archers yet because I realize I have to fight this water back. So I'm just trying to stabilize on water because I know that's where he is, so that's where I can be as well. And he's got 2 kills, but look at the eco difference because he only made 4 fishing ships. I made 10. Or 9. I think I was meant to make 10. And it's largely okay. Did I have the upgrade coming in, queued in yet? It's there, queued up to go next. So my fires are in a nice spot. I find out very soon that there is a forward dock on this side, which I was like, huh? Okay. Well, that's good for me. So, there is no siege tower. Yeah, I know. Had it behind a fire. There was no siege tower at 16 minutes, Shark, but I hope you can see why it wasn't at 16 minutes. But maybe, maybe we're about to see something soon. I get to kill his scout, which I'm happy about. And I am getting those outposts down. And we're about to find out as well. Once the outpost comes down, I'm going to see that he's on stone and be like, oh, I gotta rush here. Britain, says TDI. Well, why would I transport? I've got to go the whole way around the map to transport TDI. This was all about getting over though direct TDI. I don't need to go all the way around with a transport. Don't need to. I can do it faster than that. I can go a lot faster than that. I've stopped making ships now. I am feeling like water is at least... Well, I mean... Like, these guys snuck around. I was so annoyed when I saw them. I was like, come on. Come on. Why am I fighting water? For the eco. I don't... One, for the eco. 2, so I don't get transport shipped myself. Anyway, we're rolling forward. I got some crossbow coming forward now. So yeah, res collected, firmly in my favor. And yeah, the forward docks surprised me, and that kind of threw me a little bit. I thought I'd be up against feudal galleys or another fast castle. And yeah, I knew once I saw that he was on stone, I realized I could not allow a castle to go down. So in we go. And there's no loom on these villages. There's no loom on these villages. You made 1 galley, 1 transport, game was over. What? Why is someone letting you transport in like that? What did you transport in with? Vills or like man-at-arms? Archers? Like what type? I need to see your rep. I'll need to see your rep. So he drops a TC. Anyway, we're in with some archers. And so I, for the life of me, could not get this guy to garrison and jump over that wall piece. Oh, yes, I did. That was the one against Char-Char, wasn't it? I'll go back and I'll have a look. I forgot. For the life of me, I wanted to drop this workshop in his base. But anyway, we're here now. I couldn't get him to jump the wall, and then in that moment I was just like, can Vils not go in siege towers? I swear they could. I wanted to jump the wall with all my villagers and castle drop him in his base. Thank you, TDI. See you later. So yeah, my archers are roaming around. I go on the water briefly, and then I'm like, no, not doing that, because there could be a demo in there soon. And this is where the Britons part's really nice, right? And this is the part that I hate when I'm up against the Britons. And that being that they get their 8 range, and then Siege does not counter. If you're paying attention. Siege will still counter my Briton crossbow, because I don't pay attention. But they're still just able to sit and be annoying and kill villagers. 6 Vil kills. So his eco is struggling. He has to make caravels, which is nice. He's kind of won the water, but as we established, I wasn't going to fight it fully. I was only going to fight it when I felt comfortable. I wanted to get in the bloody base, because I was prepping a castle here. Like, let me in. And he's got Mangonel there. Again, this would look so much nicer if I wasn't making rams, and there was a workshop here, and I'm making Mangonels. Paying attention to my archers. They did well, though. They did a good job. And now, in he comes with some skirms. They've got a bit of armor, but still largely is okay. It's still, like, kind of close, but I know that this is where... Oh, they still take a hit to the face. And I'm in, at least. I'm in, and I've got the res for a castle, so now... Oh, boy. Do I throw the game, people? Do I throw the game? Where am I going to drop the castle, do you reckon? There? There? Do I dare try and transport around when I don't have map control on water? Right, we're going forward, number 1. I've got no Mangonel. I see the Mangonel, and I'm like, alright, we got to get rid of that Mangonel first. I'm not that stupid. We trade Mangonels. I was like, alright, let's go right there. Let's get this done with. And then I was like, maybe give me a couple more tiles. Just 2 more tiles might be handy here. Oh boy, I didn't bring enough Vils. I brought 6 Vils. I brought 6 villagers to drop a forward castle. Oh, sorry, 8. I brought 8 villagers to drop a forward castle. I've got a Mangonel. He won't path the right way because of my crossbow getting in the way. I'm trying to chase down the Mangonel with my rams, because like if I can just push him away, I kill it. I've got a Mangonel now. So okay, I got a Mangonel. My Vils are still alive. I can push away the skirms, and we'll be okay. I'm looking at the thing. It's 73%. It's going up. I see the last Mangonel. I'm like, oh shit. Skirms took down my Mangonel. This is something that I guess is a little bit annoying. This is a little bit annoying. I understand kind of why certain things happen, but if I have Vils here, I had Vils here, we're going to see where they move back, right? They're going to move back at some point. They're going to get absolutely smacked in the face. I move them away. I reckon I click here. You can see where the castle is. I reckon I click like there because I want them to walk that way and then in. I'm clicking there and the game thinks I'm clicking the castle. So they come in. So I'm bringing... You can see when I bring them out and back, it's because I'm clicking away and I want them to walk that way. Not back into the castle. That way. And again, they walk in. And the castle goes down at 99.21%. Or the vills go down. So yes, correct, Jedungle, yes. If you alt-click, you don't have that problem, right? If you alt-click, you don't have that problem, and they will actually... I don't know, they may have actually pathed a different way, because I still thought I was clicking far enough away from the castle at the time that I would not be clicking the castle. And you can see, he's sending the whole eco here. And I actually got it wrong. I forgot that did not think that these guys were coming to build a gate here. I thought they were coming to wall up here. So I was thinking, alright, I actually want to stop these vills first. I needed to kill these guys. Because if they got this gate down, it was over. Because I'm not getting... Oh, I guess I would bloody spam this thing until I got back in with the siege tower. But like, it was literally 2 hammers. And then they're up. And it's just like... Alright, we got there. Because luckily, I had vills out here. And he calls the GG. If I had vills at home, they're probably not getting there in time. But because those vills that ended up getting there were here, I got there. I was actually making more fires, believe it or not. I wanted to push this back, because again, you don't want to get transported, right? Then I had this position. I obviously had... I don't know if that's ranged. Probably not. That TC's ranged. So I wanted to range both TCs, ideally. But ironically, had I probably gone with the first castle spot, I may have gotten it up because I would have been able to click more directly to like this position, well away from the castle. But besides the point. Castle went up. I got the win. 2-1. Happy days. My strategy paid off. My civ pick worked. I deliberately picked Britain's last because if I did win 2-0, I didn't want to have to show it. But I'm happy to show it to people and have anyone else that plays me later on ban it. Because I think there's plenty of other good civs as well, but I just really like the Britons because of that start. They are one of the handful of civs that can do that start well with only 5 on food, because you don't want to take a boar too early. Unless you're Jurchins. If you're Jurchins, you can take a boar early. But if you're not, you really want to delay the boar until it's time to put at least 8 on food under your TC. So you can do the same with Malay. Yeah, Malay, of course, are a good one. You can go forward. You can even drop the castle at home and just string Karambits in. Yeah, so you could, or spam archers, of course. Archers are probably better. Archers are better because you're naturally wood gold anyway. So a wood gold unit, hint, hint, fire lancers are probably a good one that you can do because it's already your eco setup. You're already heavy here. So that way, if you want to play water, or if you have to play water early, you can. And then you can adapt to go forward and you're already on the right eco. And of course, the Fire Lancer play, if you do Fire Lancers, then you kind of could go Blacksmith Market, maybe go up a touch faster if you wanted to, because then you can get the barracks on the way up to Castle Age. Because with this one, you really want to get the range. You don't want to go Blacksmith Market and then need a barracks and then need a range. So I didn't want to get the market until I absolutely had to. I don't even know if I used it. 300 food for gold, so I was a bit heavy on food at the time because I was wanting to get more fire ships out and more archers out. So that's all I used the market for. But yeah, look, it was a nice set. I was happy with my home map. Pretty disappointed with Seychelles, but overall things worked pretty well. Kept TC running. I know that's a strength of mine. I'll say it over and over again because it is.